母親に似て心の優しい君なのに。だが今日で最後だ。もう。
チャンネル登録していい。
Car D Kaizoku.
Hey y'all, so my dream is to make content full-time, but also I'm stupid and I am not making it any easier for myself because all the content on my channel is free. I don't lock any guides, deck lists, tier lists, or any other informational content behind a paywall. So if you like what I do and want to support me, consider backing me on Patreon. And even just sharing my content around or recommending my channel to people really helps. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. This video is sponsored by Sleeve Chief. When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please oh baby. Use code CARDKaizoku for 5% off your order. That's right, Sleeve Chief is releasing 2 new Kingdom Hearts related products. It's their Chest of Memories deck box and their Keys of Memories border sleeves. All of this is out now on their website. So the final 2 leaders of OP10 have been revealed. It is Yellow Kid, Piss Kid. Really interesting art that they use. I kind of dig the art style here. And this is the base art too. I don't think it's the alt art. So yeah, pretty cool. And on top of Kid, there's also a green yellow Law. Also cool art. So we'll just go over the leaders one by one. And yeah, if you want to see my thoughts on the other 4 leaders in OP10, I'll link that video in the description below. But yeah, Piss Kid, 5 life, 5000 power. Mono yellow, that's pretty interesting. So his leader ability reads, end of your turn, you may turn the top card of your life face up. And if you do this, you can set up to one of your 3 to 8 cost characters with the Supernova type as active. That character also gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that, I think, is actually a pretty good ability. Against certain matchups, that is. Right? If it's against a like removal heavy matchup, like a black deck, maybe this leader won't be as great because you kind of do need a character on board to get any value out of this leader ability. But I can imagine like against Purple Luffy or even like a Doflamingo deck, especially against a Doflamingo deck, right? The only removal they run is like 1 of Red Rock or potentially 2 and maybe like 1 or 2 Gravity Blades. So you'll often get value out of turning one of your 3 to 8 costs, preferably probably one of your like larger Supernova type characters into a blocker that is always available every turn. Well, every turn that you can keep your life able to be flipped face up, that is. And yeah, unfortunately, the only like yellow Supernova that we have to like theorycraft with at the moment is this Starter Deck 13 Luffy, right? He's literally the only yellow Supernova that we can try to theorize how to use with this leader. But he might not even be too bad of an option for the deck too, right? He can take the top card of your life and then he buffs himself to 8k. So that kind of has like mini synergy with the leader, right? So this Kid leader would, at the end of your turn, untap this Luffy and then make him into a blocker. And then if you use his ability, he'd be an 8k blocker for you for 5 Dawn. And then if you have flipped your life face up the previous turn with this Kid's ability, if this Luffy were to take that life into your hand, it does make your life, top card of your life, back into face down at this point, right? So that allows you to flip it face up to untap Luffy and block for 8k. But yeah, the thing is, you only have so much life, right? You have 5 life. You can't be like taking life every turn to make your top card of your life face down to use this Luffy too. So in that way, yeah, it's not like a sustainable thing, but I think it's definitely a choice that you have access to if you want a 8k blocker for 5. Oh, sorry, he doesn't take that card from your life into hand. You trash it and then you draw a card from your deck. That distinction is important. But yeah, that's all we have to go on for now. I would hope that in OP10, they're going to release more strong statted yellow Supernova cards that potentially like maybe at the end of your turn flips your top life face down. Something like that would be great, right? That would synergize really well with the Kid leader. So we're really just going to have to see what else they print. They're definitely going to print yellow Supernovas because even Law is going to be using yellow Supernova cards. So we're going to have to expect to see those soon. But yeah, other than that, in the Kid deck, we're going to need cards that also potentially manipulate our life too. Right? If there is no Supernova character that just flips our life face down, we'll have to like do it ourselves with the tools we have available. So there's Viola from EB01. She's a blocker, and then on play, you can flip your life back face down. Right? That's a way to get your leader ability active again for the next turn, and you get a blocker out of it too. Plus the blocker that you're going to make with your leader ability, so you get 2 blockers. There's also Hiyori. So this is a 2-cost on play ability that you can put the top or bottom card of your life back into your hand. Then you can replace it with a card from your hand back on the top of your deck. So it always takes that face-up card from the top of your life and then you put a face down card back in its place. So that allows for Kid to flip a card face up and then restand, and then you can also even set up a trigger that way with Hyordi, right? Because you control what card you put on top. And then there's also choices like Newgate. On play, what he does is you can add the top card of your deck to your life, and then you take a look at all your life cards and you can place one of them back on the top of your deck and then rearrange your life how you want. So you could put that face up life card back on top of your deck, or if that face up life card is a beneficial trigger you want to keep, you could just move it down in your trigger order so that your top life is face down again. But yeah, that's all we can surmise with this kit for now, but we're really going to have to see what else they print in OP10 in the Supernova archetype. And once they have a few cards, I'll do like a proper like kind of ranking of which of the OP10 leaders I think are strong, all 6 of them. For now, there's really not too much to go with, right? So I don't feel like it's right for me to rank them just yet. So moving on to Green Yellow Law. So 5000 power, 4 starting life. What he does is Dawn times 1, activate main once per turn. If the total cost of your character is 5 or more, you can return one of your characters to your hand. Then you reveal the top card of your life, and if that card is a Supernova type character with the cost of 5 or less, you can play it. So yeah, definitely we're gonna be getting yellow Supernova cards to support both this and the yellow kid. Now, is this leader ability good? It's definitely complicated, like all the other Law leaders. And since Law is part green, we do have access to some pretty good green Supernova cards, right? The one that jumps to mind is the Blocker Law from OP01. So you're just able to play this out and replace one of your characters on board with it. I'm guessing the playstyle is you kind of want to flood your board with weenies that add up to 5 costs, and then yeah, from that point on, if you Dawn times 1 on your leader, you can exchange one of those weenies into like a bigger costed character like this Law. And this Law can even bounce another weenie in your field back to your hand, and you can play like a 3 cost out. Because what he does is you can return a character card to your hand on board, then you play a card with the cost of 3 or less from your hand out. So you could do something kind of stupid, like let's say you play this Bello Betty from 09 on play. If you have 2 or less life, draw a card. So let's say you're at 2 life at that point, which I think will naturally happen because this Law makes you play cards from the top of your life. That means your life total goes down. So you'll draw a card with Bello Betty. Let's say you play a second one. So you draw a second card with Bello Betty. Total cost on board is 6. If you have Dawn for your leader, you bounce one of the Betties back to your hand, play this Law out from the top of your life, and then this Law can bounce your second Betty on the field back to your hand. You can replay it, and then you draw a 3rd card that way. I don't know if that was efficient or even that strong of a play, but you drew 3 cards and you developed a 5 cost 6k blocker for 7 Dawn, right? Develop a blocker, draw 3. Maybe that's worth, I don't know. Another good option to cheat out would be like this Bonnie, right? It just freezes one of your opponent's Dawn or characters from untapping under refresh phase, or even this Luffy might be relevant, right? If we're gonna assume that it's like the weenie playstyle, where you have a bunch of smaller costed characters. If you cheat out this Luffy from the top of your life, he does protect your weenies on board from being KO'd by like a Lucci effect or a Jack, stuff like that. And since we are going to be playing 5 cost green characters, this 8 cost Rosinante might be relevant in the deck, right? When you have 5 costs that are stuck in your hand, you can play this Rosinante to cheat it out. Another way to get rid of 5 costs in your hand is this Hyordi. Honestly, this Hyordi might go up in price if it's used so often in every other yellow deck and in Kid and in Green Yellow Law. Now it seems like if they end up being strong decks, Hyordi going to be like a key card for like a lot of yellow decks, because what she does is you can put the top or bottom card of your life to your hand, and then you can put a card back on top to replace it, right? So you can control what's on top of your life. You could put that 5 cost there that you're going to cheat out with your leader ability. But yeah, they're going to have to print out, I'm guessing, yellow Supernova cards that heal you, right? Otherwise you can only do this effect like 4 times at max before you like are in danger of dying, because you only have 4 life to cheat out a 5 cost with, and that's assuming you don't take any life from your opponent's attacks too. So it's really going to have to depend on what they print. Again, hopefully they'll print stuff that heals you, and maybe stuff that like can put 5 costs on top of your life, exchange it from your hand, effects like Hyordi in the Supernova type. But yeah, the fact that he's green means that he does get access to like the existing Supernova support, right? He's already got a Searcher in this Bonnie, and then a bunch of 2Ks that he can pick from. You could even do cool like restand combos with this starter deck 2 Law as well. So yeah, it would be interesting to see what direction that they're going to go when they print support for this leader. Same for Kid too. Kid's a lot more straightforward, I think, right? You're just getting value from your blockers, and then like even just playing a vanilla 5/7 Supernova, being able to untap it and block 7k every turn, that's a very strong thing you can do. Keeps you really healthy, and then you have a 7k beater that you can attack with every turn. So yeah, I really do like this direction they're going with yellow, right? These are pretty interesting yellow leaders. It's starting to feel like they're able to design yellow leaders that don't depend on running 8 cost Katakuri, 9 cost Yamato, 10 cost Ace, 7 cost Big Mom, right? I think these 2 leaders may not run those cards. I don't know, maybe they will in the end, because those are like the best cards in yellow, but I would really like to see yellow leaders that don't have to run the same top end as every other yellow deck. So we'll see if that's the case with these 2 leaders. I have hope in the yellow Supernovas. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. And then yeah, again, once they release more spoilers, more reveals for the set to give like a general like sense of how each leader is gonna play, and then like the support within each leader's like archetype, I'll do like a ranking of which leaders I think will be strong for OP10, and then we'll see if we were correct on our predictions or not. So far, I've been having a pretty good track record, so we'll see if OP10 breaks that streak or not. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, that is. If you are, I appreciate it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of these leaders, and bye!
Car D Kaizoku.